All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Episode 400.
Oh, hold on 1 second. There we go. Now I realized I was a tiny little box at the top.
That's good. Good for engagement.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So for the first time in a while, we actually have a news segment. There's enough shit to talk about, so we're gonna kick it off there. First thing, most important thing, Morbius has been pushed back a week.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think it was they just announced it today. It moved from January 21st, 2022 to January 28th, 2022.
I thought it was supposed to come out this year.
Now it got pushed back.
Well, now I'm sad.
Yeah, I think it got pushed back the same time Venom got pushed back.
Oh, okay.
So,
Sad we won't be getting that this year either.
what, Venom?
Yeah, is it this year? Did they push
Yeah,
back?
it is. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
end of the year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
probably like October.
Good.
I wouldn't go through with this year if Venom wasn't coming out. All right. Next up, a little bit of some little contentious piece of news. Finn Wittrock has been cast as Guy Gardner in Green Lantern, the HBO Max series. I haven't seen this guy in anything, so I can't judge any kind of performance metrics. But he doesn't look like Guy Gardner.
That's fair.
Guy Gardner is supposed to look like a bulldog with an orange bowl cut. And this guy, he looks like Nightwing.
He does.
Like he's too pretty.
That's fair. He looks like a pretty boy. But
They
maybe they'll dye his hair and give him a bowl cut.
they better. They released like a description too. They were like, Whitrock's Guy Gardner Green Lantern is a hulking mass of masculinity and, as rendered in the comics, an embodiment of 1980s hyper-patriotism. And yet, Guy is somehow likable.
He looks very skinny and tall.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he
doesn't
fits
look
that
like-
description at all.
No, he doesn't.
If you were to put like John Cena in there, I'm with you.
Well, he's Peacemaker, so that doesn't work.
He can do both.
No, not if it's all. Well, I guess they could just say it's in a different
Doesn't matter.
timeline. Multiverse, whatever.
Yeah. So based on looks alone, I don't like it.
The name sounds familiar.
I think he was in like American Horror Story and shit.
Let's find out.
One of those fellas.
Finn, let's Google Finn Wittrock. I don't know. I'd rather a good actor than someone that like looks like the. Well, I'd want both, but
Yeah, I mean, like obviously, like if you can nail the character, that's more important than looking like the character. But since I don't know what this guy's like as an actor, I'm upset.
that's fair. Yes, he has been in American Horror Story. He was in The
Okay.
Big Short.
Okay.
He might have been the guy from Unbroken.
He looks like the word trust fund. Yeah, so anyway, I know throughout the show it's supposed to go like across decades. Because I know we're supposed to get like Alan Scott in the 40s.
Yes.
It was like the first Green Lantern. And then in the modern day, we're gonna get like Simon Bez and Jessica Cruz.
Cool.
I know that the big two are off limits, so no Jon Stewart, no Hal Jordan.
Oh,
I know those are being saved for the movies.
okay.
So if they ever make a fucking movie,
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't give me that empty promise.
whatever. And in terms of aliens, I know we're supposed to be getting Sinestro and Kilowog.
Good.
So that's fun. Yeah, I mean, as fun as it is to focus on like lesser known Green Lanterns, just give us Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Well, is it?
Jon Stewart's always been my Green Lantern.
That's fair. Well, you also grew up with the animated series.
Yeah. I just rewatched the whole Justice League animated series. It's
nice.
Incredible. So good.
Was it? Well, I know they hinted at John Diggle from Arrow becoming a Green Lantern, so I wonder if he's going to be in it at any point for some reason.
Maybe if they do like a crossover type thing.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Um,
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of those shows in over a year. So
there's that really funny scene from Young Justice where they're talking about like getting a new recruit to join the Justice League, and Flash is like, "Hey, Earth has a third Green Lantern, Guy Gardner," and Hal and John are both like, "Absolutely fucking not."
no, we could always just
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
So yeah, I'm excited for this. I know like the Greg Berlanti is like the showrunner for it, and he's done all this stuff for like the Flash and Arrow. But like he's done a lot of the good stuff.
Okay, fair
So
enough. Good. As long as he's done good stuff and not just the CW stuff.
yeah, he's done other stuff. I think he directed Love, Simon, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
So he's got some range.
Good.
Continuing along DC TV, Vincent Kartheiser has been cast as Scarecrow in Titans.
We're getting another character. Why? Just
I don't even know what Titans is supposed to be at this point.
that show was like had so much potential.
It's doing the same thing Arrow did
Yeah.
in the middle there, where it's like, hey, what if this was also a Batman show?
Yeah. I wouldn't say the middle of it. I would say the entire thing was like it was a Batman show.
From like season, I would say like season 3 onward, it was just like,
well, yeah. Once I went League of Assassins, like
yeah, like once Ra's al Ghul was the main villain,
yeah,
it was like, okay. Yeah, I mean the guy looks like Jonathan Crane, so
well, that's good.
yeah. Again, we're just basing this off looks. I like the Scarecrow. I like him being in stuff, but also like
Hopefully.
just do a good Teen Titans story. Enough making everything grim and shitty.
Yeah. And just like don't make. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this show anymore.
I watched the first episode. Did not continue.
Really?
I
thought you finished season 1.
No, I couldn't. It just did absolutely nothing.
I didn't mind the first season.
I hate this Dick Grayson.
Yeah, he's not the best.
He's just dry piece of shit. Like absolutely nothing.
I think at the beginning it was decent, and then once season 2 came, it was just like why? And then did I ever tell you what happens at the end of season 2?
Yeah, I think we talked about it on this.
Man.
Yeah, let's kill the literal biggest Teen Titans villain in our second season. Deathstroke.
Oh, that's not what I was talking about.
Oh, were you talking about Donna Troy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that also.
That was stupid. That was dumb. And then she's probably going to come back anyway, and for some reason I'm probably going to watch it.
I might just jump in like the third season. Just like I don't feel like watching the first 2.
They just, not to get too into it because that's not what this episode's about, but they focus way too much on introducing new characters that they didn't focus on the ones they already had. Like Beast Boy got sidelined. Raven wasn't really needed. So whatever.
Well, get used to it because we're also getting Oracle in this.
Yeah, we're getting
season.
Oracle, Red
Blackfire.
Hood, Blackfire. I feel like there's someone else that I don't remember.
Yeah, that's great that we're getting Red Hood when we barely know anything about this fucking Jason Todd.
We just know he's depressed and
that's real.
PTSD.
That's real great storytelling, DC.
Yeah. They just rush everything. That's their toxic trait, is that they just rush everything. It's like we need to catch up and like do better, and it's like, well, why don't you take your time and make something good?
Speaking of
Young Justice does it well.
Speaking of things moving quickly, The Flash has begun production. Somehow.
Movie. Yeah. Okay.
After 400 years of being in pre-production. Michael Keaton is confirmed.
Yes, that is.
I know there was some like it was a little up in the air because he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, But then they're like, yeah, he's gonna be doing it.
I wonder if he wouldn't have been able to do it because he's Vulture again.
Well, I imagine I imagine, yeah, could be. I mean, he's got all that Morbius money packed away. So anyway, and I just saw this today. There were like Warner Brothers production trucks outside the same mansion they used for Wayne Manor in Batman
Okay.
'89. So we're going
That's
back
cool.
there.
Okay.
Um,
So tangent.
yeah.
I know you hate Jared Leto, but don't you want to see Morbius just to see if it is connected?
I mean, I'm gonna see it. I'm excited to see it. Well, excited.
Well, I mean, like, aren't you excited for that to be like?
I'm
why
excited
is
to
it
have
there?
another movie to make fun of, certainly.
Okay, fair enough.
But like, I will never love this the way I love Venom, just because I hate Jared Leto.
Fair enough.
Like, Tom Hardy, I love you for giving your all to Venom. Jared Leto, you can go fuck yourself. Like, I do not care.
He sees this. This is the reason we don't get any work.
I don't care. If I die on the Jared Leto hill, I die on the Jared Leto hill. All right. Now let's get into Marvel. Thor: Love and Thunder. Christian Bale is bald.
Yes, I saw that.
That makes me think hopefully they're doing like practical prosthetic effects for Gord
instead
the
of just
God
CG.
Butcher. Yeah.
There's got to be some CG because he's like very liquid. Not liquid, but like his little like cape thing, the black like cloak. It's very like I think it changes form from what I remember.
All right. I'm sure they'll throw some stuff in, but I'm hoping he's not just like a guy.
Oh, like he'll because if they do that, he's gonna look exactly like Ebony Maw.
Or
They
if
do look very
like
similar.
they just like ditch the whole alien thing and they're just like he's Christian Bale.
What do you mean?
Like just change the look of the character so he's not
Oh,
like so there's no effects required.
oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I could see that.
So I'd
But
I'd, I'd
maybe he
rather
just
just
has a human form.
yeah, I'd rather just prosthetic effects. Make it look pretty. And also Russell Crowe is playing Zeus.
All right, you want to hear my theory about that?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna die. I think
Yeah?
he's gonna be introduced to die.
You think Gord the God Butcher is gonna butcher a god?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like there's also going to be a theory that this is the movie where Thor like Hemsworth dies,
It could be. I hope not. But
and then that would be Jane Foster taking over.
yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But we've got quite the new Avengers roster filling out. So, and it's pretty close to that like all new, all different team.
It really is.
So, could be slot a little Jane Foster Thor in there.
Kamala Khan better not be on it. I'm sorry, I like her, but like, don't put a kid on the Avengers that
They'll probably start
early into her intro.
They'll probably throw her into Young Avengers.
That's what I was gonna say. Put her in
Which
that.
we'll again
Have her
talk
stay
about.
in her lane.
We'll again talk about later on. There was some promo art, some leaked promo art for the Eternals. Looks fine. There's just like pictures of the Celestials and shit.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, we haven't seen anything from this movie, so I don't really care yet.
How we don't have a trailer by this point is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. But Chloe Zhao did just win an Oscar,
Yes.
so that's pretty cool.
Congrats to you if you somehow watch our podcast.
Yes, I know she's a big fan. Yeah, and I know she did an interview this week where she talked about how like she was really like fighting to shoot as much of the stuff on location as possible instead of just like throwing it up against a green screen.
Oh, that's good.
Which is cool. So this might look good.
It's hard to do when they are from space.
Yeah. I think most of this is going to be like on Earth because that's kind of like the Eternals thing is they're like secretly like God people.
That's fair.
Doctor Strange wrapped filming and I didn't even know it started.
No, I had heard it. What else just started filming? Something else either maybe that's what I'm thinking of, but I thought something else started and something else finished.
A couple things or Hawkeye just wrapped filming.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. We haven't seen anything from Doctor Strange. No set pictures. Nothing. So that's very
Wow.
exciting.
I didn't realize that till you said it. That's crazy that we haven't seen
Absolutely nothing.
anything.
So they're Big Papa Raimi. He's keeping this tight-lipped.
There's got to be some crazy shit that
Yeah.
happens then.
I think they're gonna
We
go
haven't
like all
seen
out.
anything.
Weird shit.
Let's get fucking weird. I'm down.
I'm super excited for this one.
Yeah, me too.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings got a trailer.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Looked really cool.
Yeah.
First of all, great title. Legend of the Ten Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds cool. Like it actually looks good. Like it doesn't have that same like washed out gray look that a lot of these movies tend to have. Like there's actually a lot of color.
Yeah.
A lot of the like actual fighting looks good. Like you see people's full bodies moving as opposed to just it all being shot from the waist up.
Yeah, I like that too. You just, like you said, you get to kind of see everything, and I feel like it's going to be a lot more grounded because it's just going to be like a guy that knows karate, to oversimplify it.
Yeah. Tony Leung is the real Mandarin. It's a good look.
Yeah.
He's got bracelets instead of rings.
Yeah, I don't know how
I
feel
think
about that.
I think that's just to like differentiate from Thanos.
Oh, that's smart, actually. Yeah, now that
Because
you say
like
that.
if it's like another guy with like crystals on his hand, it's like okay, we kind of just did this.
Yeah, this is human
This
Thanos.
is kind of in bad taste, man. That guy just like ruined the world.
Yeah, that's fair.
um,
It might be like a little cooler in a way to have 10. Like, I don't know how that would physically work though. Like, it would have to be like 5 and
yeah,
5.
that's what it is.
Oh,
Like
I only
they
saw. I
go
thought I saw only 3.
they go all the way up as like up to his elbow.
Oh, okay, cool though.
And that makes sense because in the comics, those rings are alien technology from the dragon Fin Fang Foom.
Oh,
They were his rings, so maybe maybe they're big enough to fit on like a dragon hand.
that actually makes more sense. I I always thought they were from Makluan.
Well, isn't that's his like species?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Did you ever watch Iron Man Armored Adventures? It's
I
like
did
a
not.
3D Iron Man. They were like lizard people, for like lizard people, like aliens.
Let's see. Fin
I don't know.
Fang Foom species.
I was gonna say if you're gonna search up
Yeah,
Mark.
Makluan.
Interesting, because I don't think he was in that show, so I think they subbed him out for these lizard alien people. Interesting
Maybe.
choice on their part.
Let's look up what a Makluan looks like.
I hope you have the spelling.
Yeah, they're just like lizard-headed people, but also Fin Fang Foom.
Okay, interesting.
I hope they give him like the big board shorts that he wears sometimes.
That'd be really funny.
Those are
They
real good.
probably won't, but that'd
They
be
should.
funny.
If he's even in this, which he better be.
Maybe they'll make a person turn into him, and then that's how he gets the board shorts. Like the Hulk, but then they're gonna compare him to the Hulk.
Somebody should get the Hulk some board shorts. I bet they have some good like resistance.
Yeah.
As opposed to busting out of his purple jeans all the time.
Who makes purple jeans anyway?
I think he makes them himself.
Yeah, for that fashion choice, yeah, I guess you have to.
Yeah, all the costumes in this look really cool, especially Death Dealer.
I love that they just have a guy, like they really like don't care about who they have in these anymore. Like after Rocket and Groot, they're just like, we got a guy with a sword for a hand, for an arm.
Oh, Razor Fist.
Oh, was that not who we were talking?
No, that is Razor Fist. Razor Fist is the guy with the big sword coming out of his hand.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought he was the other guy.
Death Dealer is the guy in blue with the white mask on.
Oh,
I think that's a cool look.
Yeah, that is cool.
Kind of got the Taskmaster colors going on.
And it's different from what we're used to, where it's like everything's like either militarized or tech upgraded. Meanwhile, this is like a legit like ninja.
Yeah, it all looks cool. The main actor, Simu Liu, said we should be getting another trailer in like a few weeks.
But we can't get an
crazy.
Eternals trailer.
I think they're going to drop an Eternals trailer soon to capitalize on
They fucking better.
Chloe Zhao's big win. But yeah, he just keeps posting pictures of like how excited he is to have an action figure. And I think that's great.
He seems like a gem. I like him so far.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Because people brought up all those old tweets.
Yeah, that's
just like, can I play Shang-Chi? Disney Plus. There's a whole lot of Marvel stuff coming out this week. Hawkeye wrapped filming, and we got a new look at his new costume.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it looks like the Marvel Now, like the purple.
Oh, just a purple arrow.
The purple thing on the chest. It looks good. It's a good look.
If you've read Matt Fraction's,
all of it. It's my favorite comic of all time.
If we don't get the picture of him jumping across a bed naked,
oh my god, we need to.
I don't want it. With the Hawkeye symbol instead of like blur pixelated or anything else.
Of course, yeah.
That's my favorite comic panel of all time.
Yeah, we also got our first look at Echo, who's maybe getting her own show at some point.
I don't know who that is. I didn't see any of this Hawkeye stuff.
Yeah. It was all like the last couple days. Hopefully they'll actually explore Hawkeye being like deaf.
Maybe he'll lose his hearing.
Yeah.
And that's why he needs Kate Bishop's help.
Yeah. It's a shame Jeremy Renner. That's it.
How dare you? How dare you?
Shame we have to put up with him.
Now, my one thing is that if they're really going off Matt Fraction's run, he never had a family.
No, yeah, he was just like.
I wonder how they're going to work that in.
Maybe his family kicked him out.
I doubt that.
Maybe his family's like, hey, you were like a weird ninja going to different countries and killing people for a couple of years.
Maybe he leaves his family because he feels like he's not worthy of them.
His family kicks him out because they think he's racist. Hawkeye.
That was an odd choice for them to be like, he's like, I get it. He's taking out the cartel and like the Yakuza.
Real weird though.
But have him take out a man.
Why different countries? Stick with America first, you fucking lunatic.
Yeah. Unless he's actually racist.
Well, with that haircut.
I love that they gave him a tattoo sleeve.
Oh my god. Yeah, the haircut and the tattoo sleeve. Yeah, that's a real good look, Clint. I bet Jeremy Renner insisted on both of those.
Well, I love too. I think he has that haircut for the movie Tag.
Ugh.
Yes, I think it's similar.
The worst haircut. It's such a bad haircut.
I liked it at first.
Oh, it's so.
I think it fit his. I think the haircut fit like the I don't care about like life anymore type of thing. Like I'm a rebel.
It's like I'm a single dad having a midlife crisis.
Yeah,
he's got a weird skunk mullet.
Thanos was his crisis.
Looks awful.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like unhinged.
Yeah, but like he was just like a guy.
Fair.
Oh god. The difference between comic Hawkeye and movie Hawkeye is just upsetting. Because comic Hawkeye is the best. And this guy sucks. Yeah,
I wouldn't blame Jeremy Renner for that though.
I would.
I blame the fact that they don't give his character any like care. Like,
Jeremy Renner is also a plank of wood in these movies.
I thought he was good in Age of Ultron.
I only like him in Civil War. That's the only time where I feel like they've done Hawkeye right. Because I feel like Age of Ultron, it's too much. And it's also weird because like the whole time they're telegraphing like, hey, he's gonna die. Look at his family. And then he just doesn't.
Yeah, it was a misdirect.
But like Civil War, it's just like I'm a weird dad like completely out of my depth, but I'm still gonna do this because it's kind of my job.
Yeah,
So I think I don't know. I also think Civil War is his best costume so far.
I agree. I like that costume a lot.
I hate the like
The trench coat.
the Nike Tech trench coat he has in Age of Ultron. I think that's awful. I hate his Avengers look.
Yeah.
Ronin is cool, but that doesn't really count.
I think his Avengers one was based off like the Ultimates because that's
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah, yeah. Anyway,
But
um,
which tangent? You know how in WandaVision, Wanda says how she's like, I don't have anybody.
mm-hmm.
She had that weird type of like connection with Clint because of Pietro.
Yeah,
So I'm
he
surprised.
was like her dad or something.
Yeah, so I'm like, you had no one. What about what happened to Clint?
Yeah, that's a good line from Civil War. He's like, you want to pout, go to high school. If you want to make amends, get off your ass.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you had that relationship with him, and then you're just like, I had no one.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I think I posted a tweet about this, and it's like if my like mentor father figure went off and got that haircut, I'd probably have a breakdown too.
That's fair.
So
They did have a moment though too in Endgame.
yeah,
So
they
I
did.
was like, what?
Was that a deleted scene?
No.
No, that was in the movie. Okay, I
Yeah,
always
where
imagine that as a deleted scene.
they talk about Vision and Natasha. She's like, they know.
Are you sure that's not a deleted scene?
I'm positive that's not a deleted scene.
All right. Anyway, enough about fucking Hawkeye. We got more of those videos of Oscar Isaac training for Moon Knight.
I gotta just watch those again. Those were nice.
Just him like flipping dudes. Looks good. We got like a surprising amount of casting for Secret Invasion. Emilia Clarke and Olivia Colman are both maybe in it.
I didn't hear about Olivia, but
yeah,
Emilia Clarke I did hear. I think Emilia Clarke might be playing the Queen of the Skrulls.
That's what I've seen a lot of. That makes sense.
She knows how to be a queen.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Just more Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn hanging out. Excuse me. We got our first set photo of She-Hulk. There's no like it's just like Tatiana Maslany on set, just hanging out. But it's something.
You think they're just gonna paint her green, or
no? I think they're gonna like CGI, like big her up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one because we're getting my boy Emil Blonsky back.
Oh, it's confirmed he's in it?
Yeah, they confirmed it at
okay, then yeah. Okay.
The Disney Investor Day. They're like, yeah, Abomination's back.
And they are basically confirming
Thunderbolts.
The theory I had. Yeah, I don't want to say it, but
yeah. Well, we'll talk about the boys in a little bit. And there was a Loki trailer.
Yes. Sorry, it took me a second.
Yeah.
I was like trying to remember what happened.
Yeah, it looks like exactly what I want it to be. Just him jumping around, annoying people.
Yes.
So.
And it confirms what I've been talking to people about for months, saying that he created alternate timelines by leaving.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've had people be like, no, it didn't. And I'm like, yes, it did.
No, it definitely did. Because that's a stone out of place.
That's what I was saying. I said he needs to bring it back. So I said he's ultimately going to die off because he's going back.
Maybe this is where we get Chris Evans popping in and getting the stones back.
That'd be cool.
He's like, hey, because Loki would have to return that stone the exact moment Banner is taking the other stone, and Steve would be returning that stone at the same time.
Right.
So.
Right. See, I'm glad. Okay, because I've had that discussion before, and I love them dearly, but they were like, no, that's not true. Go back and watch the movie, and then you'll understand. I'm like, no, I do understand it.
I also kind of hope we don't see Steve, though. Just keep it a mystery.
I
Like
agree with that.
if we never find out what happened to Steve, I'm chilling. Like I'm fine.
If we do, I think it should be a limited series, like everyone has been
Because
like kind of
spoiler
saying.
alert for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we still don't know.
Yeah, we still don't know.
um, yeah, and kind of dovetailing into that, Captain America 4 has been confirmed. Well, not Marvel hasn't published anything, but the trades are all reporting it.
Yeah, even
No
the showrunner
details.
said it, right?
I have no idea. I know some Anthony Mackie talked about in an interview. He was like, "Yeah, I saw it. Like I heard about it from a headline." And he was like, "Oh,
Oh, I heard he heard about it in the grocery store. Some guy came up to him and
yeah,
told him
that
about
was
it.
it. That was it. Yeah." Yeah, we have no details other than it's the writing team from Falcon and Winter Soldier coming on to write.
I'm excited.
Very excited. All right, let's get into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's weird calling him the Falcon.
Yeah.
And also, if you look at like in the opening credits, the in Falcon in the Falcon is bolded, but the in the Winter Soldier isn't.
That's odd. Odd
So
choice. Remind me, because I don't want to go out of order. It's about the end title sequence. I have something to say.
All right.
I
First
just don't
off,
want to go out of order.
right. First off, I love that this was 6 episodes.
Me too.
Like I loved WandaVision, but I'm so glad we were just like in and out with this one.
Mhm.
Just like do the story you want to do and then get the fuck out.
Yeah, if they could have thought of a story that went longer, I would have been totally okay with that. But I feel like this was like
Yeah.
nicely wrapped up.
Yeah.
Maybe it could have been wrapped up in 5, but
No, I think 6 is a sweet spot.
yeah.
I think any more than that would be pushing it a little bit. I also like they're like hour-long episodes each.
Yeah, WandaVision, hour long each.
But I didn't mind that with WandaVision because like WandaVision had a conceit to run with. They had to do like the whole sitcom thing, and if you do that for like an hour, that's a lot.
I felt like the first 2 episodes at the very least could have been combined. Oh well, I guess they were the first 2 released right away.
Yeah, they were.
Never mind then. I take it back.
I like the build and the mystery in that, but we're not talking about WandaVision.
That's fair.
But like WandaVision, I like that Sam and Bucky like finally have room to breathe as characters.
Yeah.
Because like
very refreshing.
Bucky has been in how many of these movies, and this is the first time he's had an actual character.
Sorry, I'm counting the movies he's been in. First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. So 5.
This is the first time he's ever done anything.
Yeah.
And like same with Sam. He's just been like a side character.
Yeah,
like
they've both been sidelined before, which like I get, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like if Cap 3 wasn't Civil War, we would have gotten more Sam.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, like this very much did for Sam and Bucky what WandaVision did for Wanda and Vision.
Yeah.
Like interesting characters that people like, but have never really gotten like that breathing room to actually have an arc.
Yeah, which they deserve.
Yeah. Like I love the whole buddy dynamic between them. They have good chemistry. Like even just like watching them in interviews, they seem like they're having fun.
Yeah, and then even yeah, like you said, like the buddy, I love their exchanges. I think my favorite is like he's not like a wizard like Gandalf, and he's like,
yeah,
how do you know about Gandalf? I read the book when it came out in 1937.
I like the one. It was like closer to the end, where he was like how come you don't always just use your metal arm? And he's like, I'm right-handed. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I liked seeing Bucky not drowning in sorrow for once.
Yeah, or water.
Yeah. just let him be happy. And he seems pretty happy.
Yeah, he like had personality.
He gets to be like a cool uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flirt
Yeah,
with
I
Sarah.
liked Sam's family
Me
and
too.
that whole like being back home in Louisiana. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, at first I was like, are they really introducing them to be threatened by Carly? Like, is that it? And then they like had him go back to the town. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Did you see the meme? I don't know if I sent it to you, but it's Bucky saying to Steve, he's like, your mom's name was Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bucky fucked Steve's mom.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I saw that. I was like, oh, he's got a thing for Sarah's, does he?
Um, I feel like there wasn't really as much of a focus on Bucky throughout the show. It was very much more Sam's show.
I agree. I felt Sam was like the A plot, and then Bucky was like the B plot.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause there was a decent amount of Bucky in the beginning, and then it just kind of stopped for a while,
yeah. And
and then
I
a
like
little bit at the end.
those moments of him just like hanging out.
Yeah,
And I know that there's like that one really good moment where it's like a flashback to him in Wakanda,
yeah, that
and
was
he's
a
like
nice one.
finally free of the brainwashing. That was nice.
I that was very wholesome,
Very.
very wholesome.
And just like surprise, there's the Dora Milaje in this.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
yeah, and I remember texting you saying like, oh, like if Chadwick didn't die, like I wonder if that would have been him. But then the next episode came out, and it was like she was personally helped him. So I was like,
Yeah, she
oh, so
was.
probably never
Yeah,
was the plan to have T'Challa in the show.
yeah.
But we'll never
I
know. Maybe it was his plan that he personally helped Bucky. But
maybe like they had like a cameo planned or something, but
yeah,
um,
because I did feel that way. Like if he was still alive, I would have been like okay, say same thing happened, but he was still alive. I would have been like, I feel like that's a weird choice considering he killed T'Challa's father. Why would T'Challa not go after him himself? You know?
yeah. Let's talk about John Walker.
What a guy.
I think like in terms of just like character, I think he's one of the most compelling characters in the MCU.
I would say so. Yeah, he's very third dimensional.
Right up until the finale where they
Yeah.
kind of fucked it up.
I don't know.
I'll talk about it a little bit later, but I have some thoughts on what they did in the finale, and I don't think it was the right move. Performance like Wyatt Russell's fantastic in this.
Just to quickly, do you want to talk about the end now for John Walker? Because I have something to say about it too.
I do have some thoughts later on when we get to like Carly and the
Okay.
Flag Smashers, but
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay, so we'll wait till then. You
yeah,
know, I didn't
ahead.
think Wyatt Russell looked like his dad.
No, he doesn't.
But if you see in the new interviews that came out when he has the long hair and the long beard,
Yeah,
he does
you
look
get a
like,
little bit more.
yeah, like you can tell like, oh, they're related.
It's nice that the Russell boys are both in the MCU.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's fun.
But no, I think he did a fantastic job, and so many people have like the same thing that they had for like the same. What's the word? It starts with the C.
Catfish.
No, no. We'll say
Capybara.
no. We'll say disdain, but they have like the same disdain for him in real life.
Contempt.
Yes, thank you. That they did for Cersei from Game of Thrones, the actress. Like she'd get cursed out on the street, and he's like, I it's an honor to be hated in the MCU.
Yeah, he's like, I love this. This is the best. I like the dynamic he had with Sam and Bucky, where like they clearly just fucking hate this guy.
Yeah, and he's like, come on, guys, like let's work together. Come on.
Yeah.
And then they're like, fuck off.
Yeah, like that one moment in like episode 2 where he's like, stay out of my way, and they're just like, okay.
Yeah, it really went 180. He's like, come on, get in the truck. Just like you're gonna walk there. Like, come on, get in the truck. And then he's like, stay.
Yeah, away. I love his whole journey of him continuously getting the shit kicked out of him until he just snaps.
The Dora Milaje, and then Bucky just being like, "You're doing great, John."
Yeah, looking strong, John. You fuckwit.
My one thing that I don't like about that fight scene, and I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't like that the Doras were going for like kill shots on everybody. Like they were going to like stab John, stab Battlestar, stab Falcon, and then like Bucky was kind of the only one that I feel like they held back with a little
Well,
bit.
I mean, they made it clear that they were like, "Hey, fucking go away."
But
They
at the
just
same time, like you know that they're good people. Like you're really gonna like two of them are Avengers. Like you're gonna try to kill two Avengers. Like why? Like even too, like you saw that they didn't like John or Battlestar. Like they literally like didn't help at first. It's not like they all went to fight once they hit John Walker. Like they waited. I don't know. I just felt it was unnecessary.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Either way,
It was also weird too because like you see that they go to stab John Walker, but then later they throw a spear through the strap.
that was cool.
So I'm
I
like,
like
why
that.
wouldn't you just throw it through him if you were really doing that?
I don't
You
know.
know what I mean?
I don't think they were necessarily going for like kill shots every time. I think it was just for the sake of the dramatics of it all.
I know, but
But um, yeah, I like the little details with him, where like he only really throws the shield in a straight line.
yeah,
Like as a like Sam and Bucky and Steve are like throwing the fucking thing all over the place, like
yeah,
bouncing it off
ricocheting and
walls and
everything.
shit. Like you see him do it once in like the training video, and then otherwise he's just throwing it at people.
Yeah, I think there was one time he threw it off some flag smashers, like it went into each other, or that might have
Yeah,
been Sam, or
maybe.
both.
Um,
But
and like others like where Sam always calls her Carly, he like Walker only calls her Morgenthau.
oh yeah, I didn't catch
Just
that.
like just like nah, fuck you.
Hmm.
Um, I like the Captain America costume. It's like just like the perfect level of too much.
For who, John?
Walker, yeah,
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure.
yeah, because it's like Steve was very Stars and Stripes, but it was like Walker's whole chest is like just stripes.
Yeah, because did you see this thing too? Like white stands for like purity,
Yeah,
and he doesn't have any white in his suit.
yeah, and like the logo on his head is like a star and an A at the
I
same time.
I like that. I actually genuinely like that.
It's just like, okay, we're doing everything with this guy.
I think it's very nice, like modern. Like if they made a new like, if they say they like rebooted the whole thing and made like Captain America, like I wouldn't be mad if that was the logo.
Yeah, but I think it works in like the context of Walker is just being too
Oh yeah,
much.
100%. No, I agree, but I think it was a very neat choice.
That
Uh,
scene where he chops a dude's heads off is pretty crazy.
okay, I don't think he chopped his head off. I think he caved his chest in.
I think he chopped his head off
I don't know. There's a lot of ambiguity with that scene because I've seen people say what
because
you're
you never
saying.
see a clear shot of what
Yeah,
the hell he's doing.
yeah.
But
Because
yeah,
from one angle it looks chest, another angle it looks head.
the implication of just the way it was shot, it
Yeah,
implies that like he removed a head from a body.
I have to watch it again.
Yeah,
Maybe my mind will change.
which is like that whole like that visual of him with like the gross shield. That was cool.
I like that. That was a nice shot.
Um, and then they get to the finale, and they're just like, "Oh, he's okay. He's here to help." It's like,
I th- I think it shows that even though he's a little crazy, that he still wants to try to do the right thing. Like he's not a total like bad guy, you know?
yeah, but like
So it
that's
would
not
make
where like
sense as to why he would help the Thunderbolts because he thinks he's doing the right thing. Like if they do Thunderbolts, like he's like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. Like he doesn't really realize it.
yeah, like for all intents and purposes, like John Walker is a villain in the show,
Yeah,
and like I think what makes him a villain isn't him doing like outwardly evil stuff because like he genuinely thinks he's doing the right thing because he's Captain America, but like I think his role as a villain comes in him just going too far and like not understanding like the lines of what makes Captain America. And I think like when you have him do something that selfless, it kind of like disregards what his character was all about the whole show. But I have a thought later on when we get to towards the end of when we're talking about the flag smashers that I think could fix that finale.
See, I disagree with you a little bit there, just because I don't know, like I said before, I think it shows that deep down like he is like a good dude, but he's just like a little crazy. Like he just doesn't go about doing things the right way sometimes. Like you said, like he crosses a line, goes a little too far. But when like chips are down, like
A little too far.
yeah,
um,
but like
but I think it's important to show like what his instincts are. And like the last time we saw him acting on instinct, he removed a man's head from his body. And then the next time we see him act on instinct, he just saves people.
I
And it
wouldn't
feels like a weird
say
jump.
I wouldn't say him killing the guy was instinct. I would say that was emotion. Like he was acting more on emotion there.
Well, the two aren't mutually exclusive.
True, but it doesn't make them the same though.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
I'll explain how I would have reworked that finale a little later, and we'll see how you're feeling.
Okay.
Um, I love that post credit scene of him just building a shield out of like spare tires and car parts and shit in
Yeah.
his garage.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, good for you.
You know what I hate about that shield? I hate that it looks good when he brings it.
Yeah.
Like it just looks like a replica shield. I want it to look like a piece of shit. Like he just like stapled a bunch of garbage cans together.
Because that's what it looked like when he was building it.
Because like the way that scene is shot and like the whole implication of it, you're like, this guy is losing his mind.
Yeah.
And like he should not be competent enough to make like a 1/1 scale replica Captain America shield. Like it should look bad. Like I want like paint bleeding over and shit. Like I want it to look terrible.
That's fair.
And then just someone
Yeah,
to like
to make him look more unhinged.
yeah, just like someone to like punch a hole in it right away.
Now, the one thing I think this is kind of where you were coming from before. I do think it was a little bit of a really quick 180 of him saving the people. While I do agree that I don't think it was a bad choice. I think they went too far into crazy to show him completely fine at the end.
Exactly.
Is
And
that
I'm
what you're
saying
getting at?
I prefer them to stick with the totally crazy as opposed to being like totally crazy and then at the end he's just having fun. He's just the fun US agent guy.
Yeah, I think
I
the
think
end.
there's a better way to get to US agent than what they did.
I don't disagree, but I do think it would have been fine if they didn't go so far into crazy. But you could also chalk that up to it was emotional. His best friend died. So that's what drove him crazy. But once he kind of like got some sense knocked into him, realized like, what am I doing?
But
Like
the
these
thing is,
people.
like Lamar was the person to knock the sense into him. So without that crutch, like he shouldn't have that. He shouldn't the way they built this character, he doesn't have like an internal security system. He's just like oh, the one person who liked me is gone. Guess I'll kill some people now.
Yeah, I don't
So
disagree with that. I'm still okay with it though. I don't
yeah.
really. It depends on what they do with him later
Yeah.
on.
Which I think we kind of both have the same ideas what they're gonna do with old Johnny.
Yeah.
And possibly Zemo, but Flag Smashers are fine.
All right. I like them conceptually.
Masks are cool.
Yes. But I like that instead of using a singular character, they turned it into like a movement.
I really like that. That was
Very
really cool.
unique and new. I like that
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, they felt super underdeveloped. Like their whole thing is like we want the world back to the way it was during the blip. And like they're talking about how like politicians aren't acting on like social equity and all this stuff, but we never see what the world was like during that time.
That was a big complaint that I've seen all over the internet. People are like, yeah, they keep talking about it, but they don't actually explain it or show it.
We don't have like a clear idea of what they're fighting for.
No, we don't.
And also like it annoyed me because with Carly, they did the typical like Marvel villain thing of like I'm gonna make some strong but like reasonable like political statements, but also I'm addicted to murders. Because
Um,
like the whole time you're like, okay, I can get on board with what she's saying, like the complete inaction from the Global Repatriation Council.
yeah,
But then she like blows up that building, and you're like, oh, that's a bit much.
that's exactly. I was like, you know what? She's got a point. Like maybe she's pretty right. I don't really disagree with her at all. I think she's absolutely correct. And then literally as I was saying that, the building exploded, and I was like,
Yeah.
never mind. I take it back.
And then the finale, it's just like, what's your plan? Like, I know you're here to like stop the vote for the
Yeah,
GRC, but it's like, what were you gonna do? Like, capture them all and stick them in a closet until they did what you wanted to do? Like, yeah,
that's what it seemed like, but they never explain it. They kind of like in regards to the flag smashers, they didn't really explain any of their motives.
yeah. And like Carly just seemed like she was ready to kill one of them at any time.
Yeah. One thing that I will say, this is just about the show overall. There were certain parts that were very predictable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When it came to the serums and them like getting smashed, I was like, oh, and there's gonna be one left. And I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, and then once Zemo was knocked out, I was like, oh, John's gonna find it, and then John's gonna take it. What happened? He took it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I can feel that.
a
Yeah.
small, like a 5% of me thought Zemo might take one, but I was like,
Nah.
no.
Nah,
I
I
was like,
was
no,
like, nah, he's
he's
gonna
too
stop them.
much. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, like for a split second, I thought that, and then I was like, no, he hates them. He's not going to become what he hates.
Um, yeah, it's like Carly's whole character was kind of frustrating for me because like she toes this weird line of being like very sympathetic and like it's easy for us to understand what she's fighting for,
Mm-hmm.
but also like the show tries at every stop to convince you that you shouldn't feel that for her.
Right.
And it's like here she is like saying people should not be like forcibly removed from their homes, and then it's like, but murders.
But murder.
So I don't know. Okay, here's my idea about the finale. I think Walker and Carly's roles should be flipped. So whereas in the finale, Carly is the one who kind of doubles down on her ideals and ends up shit getting fucked up, and Walker is the one who gets that half-ass redemption. It's better if you give that redemption to Carly and have Walker be the one that doubles down and just goes crazy and tries to beat everyone up because he has no one to like rein him in the way Lamar did.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been very interesting.
And then like it also like if she has that heroic moment where she like saves people instead of letting them
And then
die.
John just kills her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like even you keep it the same with the power broker killing her. like like you feel even more sorry because like, oh, she did this really good thing like a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Not that it's not sad that she died the way she did, because it was sad, and then Sam gave a nice speech.
Yeah.
But I think it would have done a lot more to make Walker a more interesting character going forward. Because
Yeah.
then you could have like okay, he gets like detained and then he becomes like a US government Winter Soldier, and that's the US agent.
That would have been interesting.
And then they'll stick him on a Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers.
Yeah. That definitely would have been interesting. But just in the topic of like changing certain things, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I think it would have been interesting if Battlestar lived, but was just like severely knocked out, and since John was like wacko, that like he was like, oh, he's dead, but he like didn't realize that he was still alive. And after he kills the dude, if Lamar came out and was like, what did you do?
Yeah.
I think that would have been very interesting because it would have
Yeah.
just shown that he like really was off the rails.
But I also like that like we're completely removing Walker from his one support network.
I do also like that. Yes,
Other
I
than
think
like his
would have been
wife, I
fine.
guess.
Yeah, that like barely exists.
I would say just cut his wife out of the show. Just
Yeah,
be like, yeah, like Lamar is the only person Walker has.
she really was kind of useless and unnecessary. No offense to the actress.
She's there for like that one scene where Julia Louis-Dreyfus is just riffing.
Yeah, and like she's in the beginning.
Yeah. And then at the end when he gets the US agent costume.
Yeah, she's literally in 4 parts. She's in the beginning when he has the hearing where he's demoted. And
That scene was
discharged.
great too,
Yes.
where he gets discharged.
And then both Julia Louis-Dreyfus scenes.
Yeah.
So it's like, was she really that important?
Yeah, like I love the idea of him like going into the finale ready to like destroy all the Flag Smashers.
Yeah.
And like even after Carly has like a moment of redemption, like he just refuses to like acknowledge that and still tries to kill her.
Yeah, that would have been. I do agree. I think that would have been a little bit more interesting. But we also don't know what they have planned for him. So that's why it's like I don't want to make any specific judgments until after we see what else is coming. You know what I mean?
It just bothers me because like a redemption arc for that character could be really interesting. It's just a shame that they think they did it already, like effectively. And what like them rushing that in one episode was not. It was not effective at all. Like I did not buy that bizarre jump in character from him for 1 second.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't disagree with you, but I also like I'm waiting to see what they're gonna do with him.
Fair.
I think of other examples when I've done
that.
Yeah, what's your next?
Isaiah Bradley. Fantastic.
Fantastic actor.
Fantastic.
Great introduction.
Like very surprised that Marvel was able to tackle like race in as nuanced a way as they did.
Right. You want to know what theory I had?
What theory did you have?
I thought Sam was going to get like his ass beat at some point, and Isaiah was going to give him a blood transfusion the way he does to Elijah in the comics, and I thought Sam was going to get the serum through that.
Yeah, I'm glad Sam doesn't. There's no serum.
Oh, I agree, but I was like, oh, maybe Sam. That'll happen.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get that for Eli.
100%.
Yeah.
Unless he has it already.
Yeah, maybe.
Which, to be honest, even in the comics, how that wasn't a thing, why he needed the blood transfusion for that is very interesting in my opinion.
I'd say no shot he has it because, like, did you see like the way he bricked that shot when Sam was pulling up?
Yeah.
Like, they were playing basketball in the street and he just fucking airballed.
That's fair.
Terrible.
I'm saying like in general though with like the comics, like how he didn't have it to begin with. But that
I guess that's not genetic though.
Fair.
Like it's not something you can pass down.
Fair.
Yeah, like his whole like character in the show, like it asked some big questions. Like he got arrested for doing the same thing that made Steve Captain America in the first place.
Same thing.
Like he went to save prisoners and he got locked up for it.
Yeah, meanwhile Steve can do it and he gets a new title, he gets actually enlisted.
And then you have a bunch of like racist shitheads on Twitter being like, how could you drag Steve's name through the mud like that? And it's like, this show isn't about Steve.
Yeah, no one was knocking Steve the entire time.
Like Steve's experience and Isaiah's experience, like we're not trading one for the other. We're like acknowledging both and acknowledging that there's a difference in the reaction to both of them.
Yeah, and they even say like Steve had no idea.
Yeah.
Like he had no idea that was going on and he wouldn't have stood for it. So those people's arguments are irrelevant in my opinion.
But also like there's that one moment in I think it's the second to last episode where like Bucky like apologizes to Sam because he's like, hey, I didn't like me and Steve didn't understand what it meant to give a black man the shield.
Right.
And he's like, I'm sorry, we didn't think about that. And everyone on Twitter was like, well, Steve would have thought about that. Well, like he fucking didn't. So Bucky apologized and now they're moving on. Like,
yeah, like even if you think that, like they're saying that he didn't.
Yeah, like I don't care what you think Steve would have done.
Like you're not writing the character.
God. Yeah. Eli Bradley. I mean, just more proof that we're getting the Young Avengers at this point. Because who do we have? We have
the Maximoff. I was literally going to say those exact words. Like, who do we have so far?
We have the Maximoff twins, Eli, Kate Bishop
Stature.
stature.
We're really just missing Hulkling from the original team.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure
I feel like they're gonna put Kamala Khan on it. Ironheart's gonna be on it.
Yeah, I would say
probably
like Ironheart
Hulkling.
in the place of Iron Lad.
Oh man. Not that I don't like Ironheart, but I like Iron Lad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they still might do Iron Lad because
We're getting Kang.
well that, but I also before he was cast, I had the theory that what's the kid's name from Iron Man 3?
Oh,
Harley. Harley.
Yeah.
I thought he would be Kang. I thought his character was going to be young Kang.
Just make that kid Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, well that's what Iron Lad is.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like he could be Kang, he could be Iron Lad, because why else would you put him in the funeral scene?
I just love the idea of this dopey fucking kid from like Nebraska or whatever being the biggest, one of the biggest Marvel villains.
But he had they show he has the intelligence.
Yeah.
But my other point is, why would you put him at the end of the?
He was just there, just hanging out.
I think they have plans for him. I genuinely do.
Maybe Ironheart won't be on the Young Avengers, and it'll just be Iron Lad.
Maybe that's what I'm hoping they use him, because I thought he did a good job acting, and I like. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like why, not to specifically use him for Kang, but like why would you put him in the funeral scene where there's like so many important characters? But
that's right. Kang has been cast. It's Jonathan Majors.
Yes, and they're
great.
Very different people. So
all right.
So that's why that theory is out the window.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because what was the other thing I was going to say about it? Oh, because the other thing I was going to say, there was no mention of Harley from between Iron Man 3 and Endgame. So that just goes to show why else would he
time traveling?
Yeah. But it's just like, why put him there if you don't have plans for him?
Yeah, I guess.
Like he literally said to the kid, like, "Oh, you're on your own." So it shows that there was still a relationship, even though it wasn't explored. I think it's just a callback in Endgame, because like Endgame, the whole movie is just one big callback. See, I hope not. I would love to see, though. I would honestly love to see if he came back and him and Peter interacted. He'd be like, "Why were you his prized pet, and why did he like not acknowledge me?" You know what I mean? Yeah, it's weird that Tony did that twice. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we didn't get Spider-Man, maybe he would have been more prominent. Yeah. But I hope for the Young Avengers, depending on how big the roster is, I kind of want Spider-Man to lead them, or at least be like their Tony Stark, where he's checking in on them, like like Young Justice, where like Red Tornado was like the den mother. Yeah. I think just get Vision to do that. Like get White Vision to hang out. Oh yeah, well that can literally be like Young Justice. The Red Tornado. And learn more human. Yeah, and he can give him time to spend time with the kids. But I do think it would be interesting for Peter to be more of a mentor. I want Peter. But he might mentor Miles. I want Peter to stay as far away from the words iron and man for as long as humanly possible. I don't think that's going to happen. As much as I want that too, I don't think it'll happen. I'm so sick of it. Stop reminding me how young Peter Parker is. Just let him live, man. Let him go to college. Let him do something fucking different. Just give us 6 more movies after the one that's coming out. I want as much as I love Tom Holland and what he's doing, part of me really wishes that in Civil War, instead of teenage Peter Parker, we got like 30-ish-year-old high school teacher Peter Parker. Well, do you remember me telling you about that one plan that was like rumored? There was like a plan. It was a big rumor that there was just the 9 Spider-Man movies. Yeah, so they might do that. Yeah, I hope so. But I guess like it's easier to explain someone who's been around for 6 months as opposed to someone who's been around for 10 plus years. Yeah, because then it's like, where was he all this time? Yeah. So, but like Jake Gyllenhaal as like an older Peter Parker. Ah. Because he was
He was set to like replace Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2.
Multiverse
Exactly.
could happen. To connect this to Falcon Winter Soldier again. Remember that dream I told you I had where Spider-Man was in the finale and how
Yeah, and
close
then-
that was to being true?
Yeah.
That when I saw that and sent that to you, what was that, today, right?
Yeah.
I was like, no way. No way. My dream was almost true. Just needed Rhodey in it. Oh, Rhodey was technically in it.
He
but
wasn't it, yeah.
not when I thought he was. Like I thought he was gonna be like War Machine.
I'm so excited for Armor Wars just on the premise that we might get Justin Hammer back.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell's great.
Anyway, back to the show we're talking about. Let's talk about the Power Broker. Real weird, right?
Stupid. Okay,
It's a really weird thing.
Did you see the theory though
No.
that she's a Skrull?
I did.
That's the only reason that would make sense to me. I think it's stupid otherwise. How are you the niece of Peggy Carter, make that speech at her funeral, then be like, fuck the world?
Sharon the girl boss. Yeah, super weird.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Like, it was like predictable,
Mhm.
but
Very.
not in the way that it's like, oh, okay, like everything's clearly leading to this, and it's like it's a satisfying reveal. It's predictable in the way that, well, okay, it literally can't be anyone else that would make sense.
Yeah, people were like Julia Louis-Dreyfus, she's the power broker. I was like, no shot.
It's just Sharon.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that would have been interesting is if she was like, oh, I'm playing the part of like not the power broker, but maybe she was like a second in command, but she was like working to take down the power broker. Would have been interesting. But whatever. Who am I?
I guess it's a direction for her character to take, which is more than can be said for any of her other appearances. It's the first time she's ever done anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's an interesting premise. I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Her story is an odd one.
Very.
Like the somewhat love interest of Steve, just to be sidelined to her dead aunt.
Oh, so good. Yeah, so I'm guessing we'll see more of her, probably in Captain America 4 and maybe Armor Wars, something going forward.
I think she's gonna be like a background villain for a while.
Maybe she'll be
I don't think she'll be a main villain, but I think she'll be in the background.
Maybe she'll be like the Tinkerer for the Thunderbolts or something.
Maybe.
Because the actual Tinkerer was in
Spider-Man.
Homecoming.
Yep.
Let's talk about my boy Zemo. Great dance moves.
And they gave us the Zemo cut.
They did, yeah. Like however many years to get the Snyder cut, and then like 6 days after the episode, they're like, here's an hour of Baron Zemo dancing.
The one thing I love, and I think about this a lot, like what are people in the future gonna like look back, like the way like we look back on the old Star Wars movies, like they're gonna be like, why did they do this? Like they're gonna be like, oh, someone did it. Like, no, that's actually Marvel that did it. Like, why?
Yeah. As much as I love Zemo, like I think Zemo is my favorite character in the MCU.
Interesting.
Like all together. He felt a little inconsequential. Like he helped them get to Madripoor, but what else was he really there for?
Maybe like I would say maybe the same thing we feel, the same way I feel about John Walker. Like we don't know what's coming for him. Like we don't know.
I would assume Thunderbolts.
Oh, so do I. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like not knowing exactly what they have planned for him, I would say that maybe this is like a build, like a setup for whatever's next for him.
Yeah. But also I don't want to fall back on like whatever's coming, because like I'd rather have like a satisfying arc within the show I'm watching.
That's also fair. I think that's the hard thing, and I think this is kind of where they're in a way finding their stride.
That's where WandaVision really fell down for me.
Yeah. Well, I also think like they're still trying to keep everything connected, but they're learning how to do a TV show at the same time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like they're like, oh, technically, like the character's not done yet, but like that's not really how a show works.
Yeah, but also like you have something like Civil War, which has like pretty like drastic implications at the end. Like the Avengers are set up, but it's also like everyone in it has a satisfying arc.
Well, I think that's also different because like that's a movie. Like they didn't do that. Like they're doing a show now, you know?
Yeah, but also like I'm saying, like you can build from one thing to another without
Yeah,
having to
no, yeah, I agree.
sacrifice a satisfying like evolution of a character.
Yeah. Okay. Now my one thing, he told the kids that Bucky and Sam were bad people. There was no payoff. I felt.
I think he was just holding information hostage because like he didn't want them to just walk up to the kids and be like, "Hey, what did you tell that guy?"
Okay, that
So
makes
I think
sense.
it was just him being like, "I have the upper hand,"
Okay,
which I like. That was I like that little detail.
because I thought that was gonna be like more, like
Yeah.
something more, but it wasn't. Also, I didn't know this. I saw a video or a picture. I don't know, but the guy that blows up the car with the flag
This is
smashers,
Butler.
I didn't realize that.
Me either until after the fact.
Yeah, I had to see.
Like, why
I
is
had
this a
to
new
have someone tell me
character?
that. I thought it was someone that worked for Louis Dreyfus.
I thought it was like, oh, it's the power broker.
Um, so do
Yeah.
you think they're dead, or do you? Well, yeah, I mean, now that we know it's Zemo's Butler, they're dead, right?
The Flag Smashers, yeah.
Okay, because at first, like, I was talking to someone about it, and they were like, did they actually die? Were the deaths faked? Because the guy said one world. But I
Yeah,
think
that was another weird layer to that.
I think it's to show that the movement isn't dead. That there
Yeah.
are still people that believe in the movement, so the movement's gonna stay alive, so that she is gonna be somewhat of a
Yeah.
martyr.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like further building off my point that Zemo kind of felt like he was just plopped into the show. It was like there's literally that point in episode 4 or 5, or I want to say 5, where it's like, I guess we're done with Zemo now, and then the Wakandans just take him to the raft.
Yeah.
Which love to see the raft again.
Yeah.
I love the raft. And also there was a little bit of a weird disconnect in his character, where it's like the last time we saw him in Civil War, he like tried to shoot himself,
Yeah, and now he was like,
and now he's like he's like goofy European Bruce Wayne, I guess.
well, you know what it could have been too? I mean, you never know what happens to people in prison, but like he could have maybe
Yeah.
self-reflection, but also he might have found more of a purpose because he was like more super soldiers to kill.
Yeah, I guess, but like maybe tell us that's what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, also, why didn't he kill himself in prison to begin with?
Well, he probably couldn't.
True. Well, I also think it's interesting they had him in the same thing that Bucky was in, and then they moved him to somewhere else.
I guess that was probably had to do with like snap stuff. Because did Zemo get snapped?
I don't know. I don't think they've ever said.
Let's find out, because I need to know.
Zemo has no affiliation with Hydra, correct?
No.
Not in
He
this, right?
he don't
Yeah.
like Hydra.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He hates Hydra. Trying to see. I would say it makes more sense for him to
Have been
maybe.
snapped.
Yeah, I guess.
They
Just because
really,
it's less gaps to fill in.
they really should take like they should make just a list and be like, these characters snapped, these did not.
Yeah.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah. I like that he's Baron Zemo now.
Yes.
But also like I feel like it takes away from his character a little bit finding out that he's rich.
Yeah.
Because like if he's just like this whatever guy from Sokovia who like took down the Avengers to avenge his family, it's like that's cool. But if it's like, and he's also Batman, like like it kind of detracts a little bit, I think.
I don't disagree. Do I like it though? Yeah.
I like that he just has a butler, and he's like, I'm gonna wear this big villain jacket because
Oh, did I send you the TikTok I saw of like the three of them in Madripoor? I didn't. I have to send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me later.
Do you want me to spoil it or no?
No, send it to me later.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I liked him in this. I felt one thing I was watching a review, and I don't disagree. They had him put the mask on just to take it off.
I thought we were gonna get like a Heinrich Zemo flashback to World War II or something.
Maybe we will. We don't know. Thunderbolts. If they make a Thunderbolts show,
I'm sure we'll see that mask pop up again.
I hope so. It was good.
It's a good looking mask.
Yeah.
I want the little crown too, little tiara that he wears. Captain America.
Oh wait, I have one more thing to say about Zemo because Sokovia. I like that they mentioned like the fate of Sokovia, that it got broken up into other countries instead of like Sokovia doesn't exist anymore.
I saw a really cool theory that like Sokovia is in ruin, and then maybe you have someone come in, reunite Sokovia, and call it Latveria.
That'd be cool.
And you get Victor Von Doom.
That'd be cool. Because they could like the accent could be like similar.
Yeah, just Eastern Europe.
Work it out. He was just like, I was Sokovian, but now it's my country.
Yeah. Or maybe like before it was Sokovia, it was Latveria.
Yeah.
No, he's like restoring it or whatever.
That also, yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Captain America. Awesome.
Amazing. I'm so excited for him to like lead the Avengers. Yeah. Like him to step up and be in charge.
Great costume, great speech. Like I like that they make it clear that like everything that makes Sam Captain America is like everything Walker was missing.
Yeah.
Like being a composed human being.
Yeah. And I don't know, I felt his speech was very relevant. Yeah. Not just for the show, but like for where we are in real life.
Yeah. And like, yeah, it was kind of like a hokey, but also like that's Captain America.
That's literally Captain
America.
That's
the most Captain America thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get a Captain America 4 with him.
When I saw that, I was like, he deserves it.
Yeah. Bucky, he seems happy now.
Yeah. Good for him.
I still don't like this arm.
I love it.
I don't like I miss the silver. You know what I want? I want the one from the comics where it's like silver arm, but it's like the Captain America shield.
I've never
on his shoulder. That's what like when he's like a good guy, Winter Soldier. He's got the red, white, and blue star.
Well, technically, he's not the Winter Soldier. He's White Wolf.
Well, technically, the end credits said he's the Winter Soldier, so he's still the Winter Soldier.
That's the thing I was gonna say.
Because they wanted it to be Captain America and the White Wolf, but they were like they wanted the emphasis to be on Sam becoming Captain America.
That was what I was going to ask you to remind me to do.
Yeah.
To say. That's what I was going to say. Because I even said that too when it came out. I was like, I'm disappointed it didn't say in the White Wolf because the whole point of the show is to show that he's not the Winter Soldier anymore.
I don't like it. I know like the context of the Winter Soldier title is different from what it is in the comics, but like I don't have the same problem with it because he's just always been the Winter Soldier in the comics, like good or bad.
Yeah.
So like I don't mind it as much. But I understand what, like, and you can't really, like, you can't call something Captain America and Bucky.
Yeah.
And
it's not.
I'm not crazy about White Wolf, though, because he doesn't feel as, like, attached to that name. There's not as much, like, we've heard it twice.
Yeah.
And, like, it doesn't feel like there's enough emphasis placed on that.
I don't disagree, but I think they just should give him a different name. Like just for the context of the MCU itself, like you were saying, I think he's outgrown Winter Soldier, and if White Wolf isn't something they want, they should just either make it come up with a new name for him. I was gonna say call him Patriot, but if we're gonna get Eli Bradley soon,
I think like going forward, I think they're just gonna call him Bucky, but in like titles and stuff, he'll be the Winter
White
Soldier.
Wolf. I don't know. I mean, the fact that they were going to call it Captain America and the White Wolf.
Maybe they will go with White Wolf.
I think they will.
Yeah.
He even says at the end, he's like, that was the Winter Soldier and that was me.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, that is me. I don't know. I just feel they focus too much on getting over that to go back to it.
Yeah. I just like the idea of having a movie called Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and then getting Captain America and the Winter Soldier as another movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Do you think they'll actually do the Serpent Society this time?
oh, that'd be sick. Maybe they get snake powers from the Power Broker.
I was gonna say, oh, and Black Widow will be in it, and then I was like, wait, no, she won't.
But yeah, I don't like this arm. I don't like the colors. I just want a silver arm.
You're very comic accurate, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I like the little bit at the end where he's just like the cool uncle hanging out. Like,
yeah,
like he's got the kids hanging off his arm.
Yeah, it's and fun. He's just like casually like flirting with Sarah.
I wish we got a little bit more into the whole like making amends thing.
Yeah, but I think that goes. I agree with you, but I also think that goes with the point of like this was more Sam's story than Bucky.
Yeah. I like one thing I do like I know a lot of people have problems with this. I like that we don't really have a clear idea of like what happened when he told Nakajima.
Yeah.
Because like that's not the point. The point is that like he just had the strength to tell him in the first place.
Right. Yes, I agree with that 100%. I have no desire to know what happens after.
Yeah, it's like he was probably upset and told him to leave.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I guess, do you have any more big thoughts?
I don't really. I think I don't like the Power Brokers thing. I don't like that Sharon's evil. If she's not a Skrull, I think it's stupid. If she is a Skrull, whatever. So do you want to go over theories of what's to come based off of this?
Yeah. Just one more note. Costumes across the board, pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about like Bucky's main look that he had, like the blue jacket thing. I like the Winter Soldier look he had in Madripoor with like the brown jacket thing going on. I thought that was a clean look. Both of Sam's suits clean.
Yes.
The Falcon and the Captain America.
It sucks that they gave him the Falcon suit, like the good Falcon suit for like a week.
Yeah. That U.S. agent suit looks great.
It does. Did you hear Wyatt Russell's reaction to that though?
No. What did he say?
It was literally like his character's reaction. He's like, it's just black. It's the same thing, black. He was very underwhelmed by it. Like he wasn't like upset by it, but he wasn't like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Zemo, obviously, fashion icon.
Just icon in general.
Yeah.
All around. What a kid.
So stuff to come. Or I guess before that, like, where does this kind of sit in the broader scope of the MCU, like in terms of your enjoyment? This is way up at the top for me.
Oh, same here. I think I just like the general Captain America stuff. I don't know why.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't know what it is. I think it just feels like a good action comedy thing, which is what I like. I like a lot of action stuff, but also, what was it? I was watching a review and they were like, this is just like something that like it's good, but people can like skip it. Like canonically, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Because the way they explain it, to like Cap gives the shield to Bucky. So for him to become Captain America, you don't really need to watch the show because you can just assume after Endgame he becomes Captain America.
I guess, yeah.
They were speaking in that terms, like don't skip it, but like they were saying like story-wise, like it's something that you might be able to like. I think they were saying that you could skip it, but I think it depends on like what's coming next.
Yeah.
Like if they're gonna lean heavy into Thunderbolts,
I think there's
gonna be are
required reading.
Agent and Zemo.
Yeah.
So.
Which I think let's talk about what our Thunderbolts roster is going to be. Walker, Zemo, Abomination. Ghost.
Same page.
Ghost.
I don't know.
Because what else is she doing?
Well, one, I'm disappointed she wasn't in Endgame. But I guess that shows like they might have something bigger for her plan that we don't know about. So maybe Ghost.
She's alive and like a pseudo villain figure. She's going to be in the Thunderbolts.
She's a maybe for me. Leaning more towards Thunderbolts, but maybe for me.
Taskmaster, if he survives.
Yeah, we don't know what happening to him, but yeah.
Um,
There aren't many people alive to really.
I think if they wanted to combine like Dark Avengers and Thunderbolts, Justin Hammer as Iron Patriot. Because if Rhodey's going back to War Machine, which he switches every 5 fucking minutes, so who knows? I want Rhodey to just be War Machine because I like the what the Iron Patriot armor represents as like a bad thing more.
Yes, I could see. Well, actually, that works very well because if like the way like her name's Val in the show, right? Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I just saying not hate, but it's like to say her name over.
Yeah.
Val was like, we won't need a Captain America, just a U.S. agent. So maybe they will bring back like you want. The Iron Patriot suit might come back because they're going based like two American heroes.
Yeah.
Iron Patriot, U.S. agent. So it would actually make a lot
It's
of
like
sense.
here's your Captain America and Iron Man, but even better.
And maybe after Spider-Man, we might get Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll like combine with Justin Hammer, like to like join forces, and then he will be Iron Patriot. Because I would rather Justin Hammer stay behind the scenes and be like their tinkerer, like the big picture tinkerer, instead of the actual tinkerer.
I just love the idea of Justin Hammer in an Iron Man suit.
Yes, that would be very interesting.
I also think like if they wanted to like stay safe in terms of like rights issues and just not use Norman Osborn,
That's also smart.
Slot Justin Hammer in there.
Well, I heard that same rumor with this 9 Spider-Man films, like he was going to be the next like main. Because another part of that was like there was going to be a big space story arc, and there was
the Earth,
big Earth, and he was going to be like the Earth. But do you think Vulture would be on the Thunderbolts?
I think they're going to go more Sinister Six with him.
That's what I'm thinking too. But I was just thinking in the sense of people being alive.
Yeah, he would be a good shout then. Yeah. I think he would fit in nicely.
Oh,
because then it's cool because you have like all these like parallels to the Avengers. Like you have your Captain America, you have your Iron Man, you have your Falcon.
That's what I was thinking.
Taskmaster can be your Hawkeye.
Black Widow, everybody.
if you wanted to get like Yelena Belova from Black Widow, there's your Black Widow.
I have a theory on her.
Ooh.
I think she dies.
Ooh.
Because in the promo art and stuff, she's wearing the green vest. And in Infinity War, Natasha's wearing the green vest. So I'm thinking maybe she wears it as like a tribute.
Or maybe because like that whole thing is like Black Widow, she's on the run. Because it's like
so maybe she just takes it.
It's set after Civil War, so maybe it's because she also has blonde hair.
True.
So maybe she like kind of like assumes that identity while she's on the run.
Maybe.
And like Yelena's just off doing whatever, maybe joining a Thunderbolts.
Maybe. Well, I thought she would be like next Black Widow.
Yeah.
As an Avenger, but I could also see her as, because isn't she like bad technically in the comics?
I'm not sure. I know sometimes she is the Black Widow. Like she just takes over the mantle.
In the new cartoon, which is garbage, she's the Crimson Widow. Which is stupid.
I think the team is going to be formed by Thunderbolt Ross, who's going to end up becoming the Red Hulk, and that'll be like your villain for the Thunderbolts.
Could be. And Val be like a secondary, you think?
Yeah.
Like she works. Maybe I'm thinking maybe she's like pulling the strings and like manipulating Ross into doing it.
I just whatever it takes to get Red Hulk. And with a mustache. Yeah, because it's just all CGI. He just has to do the voice anyway.
That's true. Well, the mustache is technically someone else. It's not him. The Red Hulk with the mustache, it's not Thunderbolt Ross.
Well,
they could combine it.
Not in my world. Red Hulk is going to have a mustache, and it's going to be, we're going to make William Hurt put on the motion capture suit.
I mean, I'm down. I wasn't sure if you knew that.
disgusting. Absolute travesty.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "That's not Thunderbolt Ross," and they're like, "No, it's just some army guy," and I was like, "What?"
Why is now the time to give him the mustache then?
I know.
Because it didn't make sense before.
No, it didn't.
Where does the mustache go? Ridiculous.
Absolutely. You saw Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
I did, yeah.
Why did his hair go black? Why did he have black painted nails?
I want a white-haired Red Hulk with a mustache.
Yeah.
I guess also like it's a thing like Hulk's hair changes length from Banner to Hulk.
Does it though?
Yeah, in the Avengers, he's got long hair.
He's got long hair in the Avengers.
Yeah, like it's medium length. It's like about as long
No,
as
I'm
mine.
saying Ruffalo and the Hulk both have it.
No. The Hulk in the Avengers he's got like a crew cut.
No, he doesn't. It's like curly. Google it. Google it right now.
Hulk, the Avengers.
It's not a crew cut.
It's not a crew cut, but it's not nearly as long. Yeah, no,
Maybe
come on. That's way shorter than what Ruffalo's working with.
Maybe because proportion to his head.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But then also, like, he'd look like he was balding if that was the case.
True. True.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that's.
It's definitely shorter than Ruffalo's, but it's not a crew cut.
I just want a gray-haired Red Hulk with a mustache.
That'd be cool.
Anyway.
So yeah, definitely Thunderbolts. That's definitely happening.
Definitely Young Avengers, obviously.
Definitely Young Avengers. Who do you think the next like Avengers roster, like the roster is going to be?
Cap.
Yeah. Cap. Sam, right?
Yeah.
Because we have Captain Marvel too. That's why I was.
Yeah, and Captain Marvel.
I don't think she's going to be in it.
Why?
Considering Endgame, how she was prioritizing every other planet over Earth, I think she would be like an Avenger at large. Like,
yeah, I guess.
Like she's just wandering. Like if they really need her, like an Endgame, she'll come back. But I don't think she'll be like part of the main team because
so they're more
Earth
like
is not her first concern.
So they're more like the Justice League in that sense, where they're kind of going off to different planets and fixing shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. But I feel like she's just doing that herself. Like she's gonna be an outlier, just like the Guardians are.
Yeah, I just think it's weird if like she's on the team but she never hangs out with them.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she's gonna be on like the main team.
No, I know, but I think that shouldn't be the case. I think she's just be an Avenger.
I get what you're saying now. Yeah. So definitely Bucky, Sam,
Scarlet Witch.
I don't know. Maybe she'll be a villain.
I don't think she'll be a villain. I think she's
definitely Doctor Strange at least.
I think she's gonna work most of her shit out in Strange 2.
Okay.
And then she'll be like Scarlet Witch doing good stuff.
Okay. So Doctor Strange though.
Once they find White Vision.
Yeah, White Vision.
I think he's a good shout to like mentor the Young Avengers. Because then you can bring back like Ultron too.
Right. Do you think Spider-Man will still technically be an Avenger or no?
I think he'll be a reserve member.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at with Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Who else exists?
Who's got shows coming? She-Hulk.
Yeah, and if Mark Ruffalo's in that like he's supposed to?
He is, yeah.
Now, do you think Mark Ruffalo's going to be more tech support, or you think he's going to still be like the Hulk? Because his arm is permanently injured. Like they've said that.
I think maybe he'll be like, because if they're doing like Hulk, he's still Smart Hulk. That's a lot of money they're pouring into that show. If you got 2 Hulk people running around, and Abomination, it's a big budget.
It's a good thing they have movie budgets.
Which makes me think that it's just gonna be like he's just Bruce Banner again, but he's got a fucked up arm.
Interesting. I wonder how they're gonna do that if they do that.
Yeah. Whatever version of Thor.
Yeah, if they don't kill off Hemsworth.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna kill him off, but I think like they'll kind of semi-retire him. So Jane Foster becomes like our main Thor.
Yeah. or maybe she becomes an ambassador of like the 9, 10 realms. It's 10 in the comics right now. So I wonder if they're gonna do that with him instead.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
he'll
could be
become an
like he
ambassador.
kind of takes on that like protector, like ambassador role.
Yeah, or maybe he stays with the Guardians of the Galaxy and they just become the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him just sticking with the Guardians.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I don't think any of the Guardians are Avengers. I think they're just off doing their own thing.
No, definitely not.
Who else? Like I don't see like Moon Knight joining.
I don't really see any show character being introduced.
Nobody wants to fucking hang out with Moon Knight.
No one does.
Maybe like Daredevil.
That's if they have him.
I think they do because I mean, like regardless, they have the rights to Daredevil in whatever capacity. Like they have Daredevil. I hope it's just Charlie Cox again.
It better be.
Because like if it's not, I'm gonna burn a fucking hole in my underwear. That's the one thing I want in the MCU.
Charlie Cox.
Honestly, like I would give up Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this movie just to have Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I would sacrifice something from the MCU just to have him.
Because I also feel like we're not here to talk about Spider-Verse, but I feel like it's a bit of a rushed move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see how they do it, but
Yeah.
I mean, Civil War was a rushed move.
I don't think it was. Because I mean, Civil War that's my number one.
Really?
Yeah. Because I know we feel very differently about the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I do not like that comic, and I love that movie.
It's my favorite. Well, we also did 2 different readings of that. What you read, like just the main thing, right?
Yeah, you read all the supplemental stuff.
I read
too,
98
right?
issues.
Yeah. No thanks. Yeah.
You should see my my library on the app. It's insane. It's just random book series.
I got 6 more volumes of Ostrander's Suicide Squad to get through.
I didn't know this. I had 2 Falcon volumes. I have his first outing as Captain America, and I have his like return as like with the new costume and everything.
We didn't even talk about Torres.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing. He'll be the Falcon.
What's his, Joaquin Torres?
Joaquin Torres, yeah. He'll end up being the Falcon.
He'll be the Falcon. I was really proud of myself though, because I was like, oh, when they showed him, I was like, is he the new, like the second Falcon? Like, and then I saw a video and they're like, yes, that is technically him, and I was like, proud of myself.
Yeah. All right. Guess you have any closing thoughts?
I do not.
Right.
If you haven't watched the show, go watch it. It's good.
Yeah. It is. We'll probably be back soon talking about more MCU shit.
Yes, sir. Don't listen to IGN in regard to Falcon and Winter Soldier. They don't know what they're talking about.
Don't listen to IGN, period. Who the fuck cares?
Oh, did you see their thing? They're like, Netflix finally has a shuffle button. It's been a thing since at least August of 2020.
Thanks, IGN. What would we do without you?
It's terrible.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.